Hello, my good people. It has been a while, hasn't it? And I can't apologize this time, unfortunately. I realize it is what it is. But I also know it's going to get better. It's going to get a lot better. And it has been. It really has. Um, in my non hibernation, I've been so busy growing, healing, learning. It's my belief that that's what life is all about. I'm going to cut my light on. I rarely show a lot of my space, but cut it on right here. All right, that's a little bit better. So, let's see. If I was going to be honest without being too divulgent, I've been making a home, building a space, and I've been helping others heal. I usually volunteer quite a bit, but I have a child who is growing up. And if somebody had told me that, hey, after they hit 18 or 19, they're going to need you even more in even more profound ways. It's about less of what you do for them and more of your guidance spiritually and emotionally and your opinions as they make moves in the world. You know, if somebody had just forewarned me, I could have been prepared for this. And while you are guiding and leading from the back seat because your child is an adult now, um, it's equally hard, if not harder, because you know they understand everything that they didn't understand as a child, a young child, and you know that things affect them in a more profound way, and it never goes away wanting to protect them, to protect your kid. It never goes away. And I feel like for me and my family, honesty is protection. Honesty. And trying to have wisdom as as often as I can, seeking spirit about wisdom. Excuse me if you hear anything in the background, about the ways that I should continue to lead my child and help my child navigate adulthood. The world is different with each generation, and now it's changing even faster. It used to be you could be a grandparent and the world was somewhat similar when your grandchildren came along. And now, with each generation, it has drastically changed. And that is something that I'm having to help my adult child with also, because when I am speaking on things that I know are wisdom things, her generation has not experienced so much. And then there's so much that her generation has experienced that I haven't. And things can get lost in translation. But you might can see my puppies out there. That's a little bit about what I've been up to. We are in the Lionsgate portal right now. And I have to tell you, forgive me if my phone is a little bit shaky. I have been so high, so elevated, emotionally and spiritually. And every day I'm just feeling like so blessed. I'm giddy. It's just so optimistic, and I love it. I am riding this Lionsgate like a swing. Like a swing in the park, and I'm 3 years old. And I hope you are too. I hope that you are in wonderful health. And I hope that this Lionsgate has found you incredibly blessed in all ways by the power of Elohim, Adonai, El Shaddai, Yeshua, Jehovah, Yahweh, Ashira, Amin Ra. I was talking with a friend the other day, and as I have been building a space, I'm missing some of my things. I know where they are. I just haven't pulled them out of the back of the boxes yet. But I was speaking with her about some of my very spiritual and dear to me gifts that either have been given to me or that I have accumulated over the last few years. These things I have prayed with and have built up spiritual energy and power, and I miss them. And she was telling me about how this gentleman, if memory serves me correctly, she is of the Wiccan faith or walk of life, and this gentleman was telling her that there were certain things that were lost to her and taboo and forbidden to her that she could not use because they had nothing to do with her culture, her faith, or her walk of life. And I told her that is a bunch of fucking hogwash. Excuse my French. That is so not true. Gosh darn it. And I told her, do not believe that. I said, I cannot stand gatekeepers. And that is such a problem, and it always has been with humanity. The things that we cherish and that we love and that are sacred to us and that are sacred to our experiences and our cultures are only for us or our people in our tiny little communities, in our tiny corners of this big, vast, beautiful earth. And that is not, it's not true. It is a farce. I wish that I could physically show you the variety and just the depth of friends and associates that I have of so many different belief systems and walks of life who gravitate spiritually towards whatever brings them strength and peace and healing and love. And I believe that that is the message that Spirit wants me to tell you today, that it doesn't matter who you are. If you are a Wiccan, if you're a Jehovah's Witness, if you're a Buddhist, if you're Christian, if you're Muslim, if you're atheist, if there is something in this world and it brings you spiritual peace and it brings you love and it brings you a feeling of protection, cling to it, cherish it, honor it. If you are so moved to research it because the origin of it belongs to a different culture, then by all means, give it that honor. But do not feel that anything that the Creator has created is kept. There are people walking around saying that if you are not of African religion or spirituality, then you cannot practice Yoruba, or you cannot practice Santeria if you are not of the Afro-Cuban religion, or you cannot rain dance if you're not a Native American, and you can't use feathers of the hawk or the eagle, and you can't chant if you're not a Buddhist. And all of these people are crocs of shit. I'm just here to tell you. How do I know? Because they didn't create any of it. They are not the authors or the origin of any of it. Their lands are, and perhaps their ancestors. And guess what? Their ancestors changed over thousands of years from one belief to another until we got here to today. So I encourage you. I offer you encouragement and peace that regardless of what you believe spiritually and what is your daily practice, should you come across anything else that is different culturally or in any way, form, or fashion, and yet it brings you peace, adhere to it, research it, utilize it, hold it dear to your heart and your brain, and love on it, and let it love on you. I was sitting with my sister recently, and she was speaking to me about how I got into reading cards. And for me, I am a prayer warrior, and I speak with the Creator in depth a couple of dozen times a day. I've gotten to a place where I'm not quick to act. And I have my physical thoughts that sometimes are brought on from ancestral emotions, and then I have my spiritual thoughts that are slower to metabolize in my soul so that I can hear their whispers and their peace and their wisdom. And there's different ways to commune in prayer. It is not only about getting on your knees. It is not only about communion of the body and wine with the crackers and the grape juice. It's not only about fasting days. It's so many different ways to pray and to reach out and to seek and to knock on the door of spirit and of God and say, hey, I need to talk to you. And cards are just another form of praying. If we're all to be honest, the creator of the universe, not the deities under the creator that we seek guidance from and protection from, but the creator of the deities of the universe, didn't write a book. And last time I checked, I can't remember or recall any deities who've written a book, actually. But I know for a fact the creator of the universe hasn't written a book, so there. Everything that has been written by people revered to have walked closely with the creator. And so they have cataloged their experiences and their cultural differences, and you take what you need and you leave the rest. On my YouTube journey, you're going to hear that quite a bit. Take what you need and leave the rest. No one is the author of anything, and self-righteousness gets us nowhere. No one is the author and the origin of anything, and being self-righteous gets you nowhere. So I beseech you all today to remember that. We are entering one of the last phases of a holy time in the universe. All of creation is shaking, is crying out, is moving very fast, is filled with sometimes violent and unpredictable emotion. And whatever it be that brings you closer to peace and closer to your purpose and understanding of this life and the creator and the deities that you're working with and the angels and the ancestors that are around you at all times, then so be it, my friends. So be it. I'm going to leave you all at this, and I'm going to bid you so much love and light and blessings. Until the next time, as above, so below, as within, so without, as in the universe, so in creation. Ashe.